Hey there, it is Megan here at the Needlepoint Clubhouse, ready to do the finishing forecast. And we hope you're enjoying the experience on YouTube. We are certainly enjoying the experience so that we can more easily find things, fast forward, rewind, zoom in, zoom out. We will be doing a little tutorial for those of you who are maybe a little uncomfortable or not sure how to use YouTube. We're going to do a little highlight for you so that you can get a little bit of scoop on that. But as a reminder, since this is not live, if there's something you see here or a comment you'd like to make, please feel free. There's a really great and easy comment section there on YouTube to make comments about the finishing. But if you have any really specific questions, or if there's something you'd like to order or get more information about, it really is great to email us at stlneedlepoint@gmail.com or give us a call, 314-432-2555. So we are going to dive right in with that. We have a little bit of a smaller forecast this week, but that's all right because last week's was lots and lots of finishing. So I've been starting on this flat, I'm calling it the flat side of the table, those items that are finished flat. This is for Elsa. Elsa stitched this. We're thinking that it's a Taylor Swift shout out. This is from Froopy, and really sweet. She's got the embroidery on the back. I hope that was the day and the what do we got? The date that you got to maybe go see Taylor Swift. I don't know. Wouldn't that be fun? But as a reminder, flatbacks can always be finished with these little acrylic pieces for these little to create a stand up. And then like I mentioned last week too, they can come out and they can lay flat. So you could put it in a like a little easel, or you could put it in a self-finishing acrylic piece. So lots you can do with these when they're finished flat, and then they have that acrylic removable kickstand, I'll call it. Next, we've got this sweet ornament for Tanya. Tanya finished this beautiful angel. The angel is, of course, beaded. I love the 100% gold cording we have on here. I'm thinking that might be radiance. I'm not exactly sure, but it feels crunchy like a metallic thread. But I'm loving the rather simple stitching, but then that really beautiful beadwork. So really well done, Tanya. And Tanya, we do have a really nice supply of velvets, but she did send in her own. And I have to say, Tanya, spot on, because that lavender, that purple or plum or whatever color you want to call it, matches your stitching beautifully. So next we have for Mindy. Mindy stitched, I don't know if this is custom to us or not, exclusive to us or not, but of course this is our soccer team here in St. Louis and St. Louis City. So this little stocking cap is darling. She did this all in basket weave, and of course we used what we like to refer to as our St. Louis fabric on back, which comes in red or blue, and really it could also be French, right? Because it's the fleur-de-lis. So nice job, Mindy. We do actually have that canvas in stock if that's something that you're interested in. I don't know if my cameraman here can get in on the label so you could see exactly how to get that online. But we've got that one. We also have the St. Louis Blues version, which is really sweet. And the Team USA version. And on this one, the designer in this case is Lauren Block, and she offered a little chart to add if you wanted to add some things here. The Olympic rings, the American flag's already on there, but she's giving you the chart so that you could add the Olympic rings if you choose. So those canvases are here and available if you want to stitch. Who was that again? Like, what did I say, Tanya? Either way. All right, next up for Debbie. I know for sure that Debbie, there's a lot of tennis in Debbie's family. Her son is a tennis player. And so loving this little bag charm and the sweet little gingham on the back. This is not the way we always finish these bag tags with the knot on top. I'm not sure if that's something Debbie asked for, but it is a really great way for our finishers to ensure that that sits going straight up and down. When you have something round like this and the twisted cord, the item has a tendency to kind of sit at an angle, but this knot being on top will really help it kind of stay in place. So I think that was a really great choice. Whether that was Debbie's choice or the finisher's choice, I can't exactly say, but I think that it was a good one. So there's that little tennis ball bag tag. Let's see, we've got a lot of ornaments here. I don't have my assistant this week. I don't know if you watched last week, but I had someone said to me, oh, so your assistant was your daughter? And I was like, yes, in fact, it was my daughter, looking slightly bored, slightly annoyed, amused at times. But anyway, so if you haven't watched last week's finishing forecast, you should go just for the entertainment value of seeing my daughter be my assistant. So next up for Mary Beth, we have a little sorting hat ornament. Speaking of my assistant, she is a huge Potterhead and would take on anyone in the Harry Potter trivia game on the Heads Up game. And that, did you guys all ever play that? The Ellen DeGeneres Heads Up. It's an app. It's a lot of fun. But there's a Harry Potter category, and she kicks everybody's butt all the time in that game. So anyway, this would be Claire approved. This sorting hat. I don't know if that's maybe an initial, but I love how she did that little initial. Don't sleep on that whole like flat and then sparkle. It's subtle, it's tone on tone, but it looks awfully nice. And then this one is finished with that just solid moire on the back, which is perfect. All right, next for those champagne lovers among us, Paige did the Vouv canvas, the pink gingham Vouv. Loving that multicolor pink cording. And then, of course, the hot pink back. So very, very sweet. Simple finish, but a good one indeed. If you are a champagne lover, we've got this little, I guess it's like a little keychain. So I recently stitched one like this that I'm hoping to have finished as a bag tag, and I actually bulked up the area around with some stitching, and then I left that centerpiece open, and I've asked the finisher to do a grommet right in the center there. But this is also marked out for a square finish, so you could definitely, excuse me, do that as a little square or even a rectangle. So very, very cute. This is adorable. I saw this sitting on the table, and I pity the fool who had to go through this because this is not an easy job. So first of all, this canvas, this is for Carrie. I'm assuming Carrie did the stitching. Carrie stitched, I believe this is a Morgan Julia, it sure is, boat. But check out that hand embroidery that she did on the front there. Do you see that? It says Hutch, I think. I'm doing that by memory. But I believe she probably used just a couple pieces of floss or maybe even a couple strands of Splendor or a stranded silk and hand top stitched that embroidery. And that looks absolutely awesome. I love, she personalized it. Yeah, it's just really pretty. I'm not sure if she used handwriting or what, but the stitching's darling. There's some skip tent on there, really pretty, but that hand work there with that hutch is pretty awesome. So well done, Carrie. I haven't seen anything like that before. It looks really good. On the Morgan Julia train here, we've got an ornament for Rachel. Rachel stitched the spicy margarita. I do not like a spicy margarita. I like to keep my cocktails sweet, not spicy. So this is not for me, but my husband loves a jalapeno, so I'm sure he might be interested in this kind of a cocktail. But this is done all in basket weave. I like that there's a sparkle. The tahine rim there is in kind of a dark color stitching, and it looks really, really pretty. So love the back on that. Is the perfect combination of orange and silver for to kind of go with the stitching on the front. So well done, Rachel. All right, let's go down here to the end of the table. I've got an ornament for Lisa. I am going to be honest. I have oh, you know what? It just occurred to me. This is from Martha's Vineyard. That took me a minute. Being not coastal at all, I've been landlocked my whole life here in the Midwest, and so I sometimes have a hard time with these coastal references. But the Martha's Vineyard, I believe that this is for, or excuse me, I was going to try to guess who did this. I don't recognize the call sign on this Martha's Vineyard, but I do know that oftentimes when designers do one of these lighthouse series, you might also be able to find like Nantucket or the Vineyard, or not the Vineyard, what's the other one? Cape Cod. There might be other references to spots that have coastal lighthouses like that on a series. So if you're interested in finding a different coastal location, I'm sure we could probably do that. I'm also really liking that black and white cord. That really frames that piece out nicely. Really good. All right, we've got two here for Kathy. Oh, Kathy, this is funny because I just happen to know that Kathy loves green. And I think it's funny that both of these ornaments that she has stitched both have a significant amount of green stitching in them. This one is French Quarter Festival. So we've got a little NOLA reference, I'm guessing there. Really pretty silver back with the silver and white cording. Looks great. All stitched in basket weave, which is what I've been working on lately. And then, of course, this one says the Biltmore. Love the classic green back, velvet back on that. But look at the sky stitch is so pretty. Gives it some movement and looks really great. So well done, Kathy. She's one of our regular Wednesday stitchers. And I guess that's a little opportunity for a PSA. If you are in town or happen to have a free Wednesday night, we have a very vibrant Wednesday sip and stitch. People start arriving on Wednesdays, I would say anywhere after noon, and are here. We are open until 8 p.m. on Wednesdays, and so a lot of stitchers come in. Some bring their own drinks and refreshments. We offer some here. Of course, our darn Coke machine I think is out of business right now again, but anyway, we'd love to have you on a Wednesday night. Stop in anytime. So this one's for Randy. I love the two color cord on this one. I forgot what it said, San Diego. This is, of course, part of the Kirk and Bradley series of travel rounds. They have a ton of them. And I know there are a lot of people out there who do travel rounds for every location that they visit, which is super fun. Kirk and Bradley has so many that you could probably get almost all of your locations from them. But then additionally, there are a lot of other designers now who have come out with different location style ornaments. So you could really create sort of a great collection of those for yourself or for your loved ones. Cynthia, this is for Cynthia. I am trying to remember who, okay, this is an F1 reference. I know it. One of these is from Stitch Style. I think that's the angel. Okay, this is Stitching with Stacy, I believe. So I am not necessarily an F1 fan, but we have some Lando fans in the clubhouse, and so they will enjoy this particular little F1 car and the reference to our pal Lando on the back. So very cool. And then this darling little angel, she looks like, first of all, I love they use some, it looks like Arctic rays on the wings there. And she looks like a little Irish angel. I'm not sure if there's a series of these through Stitch Style, but awfully cute, sweet little gal, and I like the pink background. Oh, I should have given you another second to see that. How cute is all that embroidery? It always amazes me how much embroidery we can get on the backs of these ornaments and how well centered the finishers are able to get those in there for us, because it's like I always say, finishing is not easy. It's all a handcraft, and then you add an extra element like centering embroidery, and it's just it's amazing to me that they do such a great job. This is for our friend Sarah. I haven't seen Sarah lately, but she must have been in to drop this off at the very least. So Sarah's a local customer, and she loves the Bluebell. Wasn't it not too long ago, I think, that Bluebell came out with a gooey butter flavored ice cream? I think it was Bluebell, and it was kind of like a local thing, because gooey butter is one of those St. Louis treats that people either love or, in my case, don't love all that much. But it's definitely a St. Louis thing, and Bluebell ice cream is yum yum. So how cute is that? Looks great, Sarah. And then Marilyn, these almost look like they could have gone together with the gold in the stitching. This is for Marilyn. This is, of course, an eggnog. Oh, and I love that the little fabric on the back. Super cute little eggnog. My husband loves eggnog. Ugh, he just drinks it. Like, I know some people don't. Can't you either? Isn't eggnog? I think eggnog is like a just a creamy beverage, but then you add rum or something to it to make it. Is that how that goes? I don't know. Ugh, does not sound good to me. Sorry, guys, not my favorite thing. Anyway, Reed, what a pretty name. Reed is doing the I Believe in Spirits. I love that little pun. So this is, I think, from, yes, Casey Needleworks Designers. And the I Believe in Spirits is, of course, a pun. This would be super cute on your bar cart, or just kind of like a funny pun. And she's done an acrylic stand, so it could sit on a windowsill or a bar cart or wherever she pleases. I like this black and orange gingham in honor of Halloween. Halloween, you guys, is going to be here before we know it, and oh my goodness, I'm not quite ready. It's already mid-August. The kids are going back to school next week, and then, as you know, it's like August, September, October, November, December all happen, and it's like a blur. But anyway, we're trying to hold on to the last minutes of summer. Now that it's cooled off here a little bit, it's so much more delightful. This is for Gert. Gert did this darling soccer player flat back piece. I'm going to look. This is obviously one of those self-finishing trays. And I think I mentioned this last week that we actually like, oh, this is a vintage canvas. So we cannot get this one for you. This one must have been sourced by her or in her stash. We do like you to send the piece that you want us to have your item finished for, so that we know that it exactly fits in there properly. We can't add canvas to or stitching to your piece, but we can always make sure that if there's a little extra, we can kind of squeeze it in to make sure that it fits in there properly. So love a self-finishing acrylic. I think we have some in stock. Just like everything in the needlepoint industry, it's been a little hard to keep up with inventory on a lot of these products. So check our website out for self-finishing acrylic. And if you don't see one there, then as always, give us a call or shoot us an email to order something. What should we do next here? Waitress. I think I saw this last year at the Muni. Waitress is a great show, of course. This is for Betsy. Betsy did Waitress. I love this embroidery on the bias of the gingham. I think that it's cute the way the gingham kind of emulates the crust of the pie. Very sweet. And then, of course, I just referenced the Muni. If you're not familiar with St. Louis, we have this awesome outdoor municipal theater. I will say it's awesome when it's not super duper steamy like it was last week. I kind of sweated my way through Meet Me in St. Louis, but it was absolutely worth it. The shows there are always outstanding. And it was, I think, 8 or 9 years ago that I worked with Joanna from the Plum Stitchery to create a series of these Muni ornaments. We call this one the view from the free seats, because it's the way back view. You can see the stage and the crowd, and we just love this one. The sky on this is really, really cool. It looks like a skip tent, one of my very favorites. So well done, Betsy. Very sweet. I'm going to hand that one off. All right, we've got a bag tag. This is one of my new favorite finishes right now. So Crystal finished this sugar skull, and it's finished with both a looks like a, what do you call that, a double ring, like a key ring, and then also this little lobster clasp. We are happy to provide and accommodate any requests for how you want things finished. So what we have been doing lately is just this ring at the top attached to the piece of ribbon that is coming out from the finishing, but I'm guessing that this customer asked for both pieces of hardware, so we were able to accommodate that. So very cute. I don't recognize this sugar skull. It says ET17. I'm gonna have to think about that one. But if you're interested, there's a lot of different designers that do sugar skulls, and they're a lot of fun to stitch. So let us know if you need one. Paula, our friend Paula in California, did this sweet boat and tote with the tree. I'm not sure whose this is either. There are so many new designers, I keep saying it, and new stores. I'm having a hard time keeping up with the growth in the industry, but very sweet. I know Whip Stitch does some of these boat and totes, but the fabric on this is adorable. The embroidery is adorable, and Paula will definitely have this on her tree this year. Okay, so speaking of the location rounds, I guess, travel rounds. This is for Anne. Anne stitched this Indiana round, and this is out of the Silver Needle collection. Silver Needle has been around for quite a long time. They're distributed by Colonial Needle, and our friend Beth of Doolittle Designs was actually one of the original designers for Silver Needle. So I interviewed her quite a while ago for the Pointing It Out podcast. If you're an OG in the industry and you were watching that podcast years ago, I interviewed Beth, and she shared that she was the original designer of some of these. And what's funny is you can see, you can take the brand out of the artist, but you can't take the artist out of the brand, because you'll see that her artwork, even to this day, is different, but you can kind of recognize the sort of artistic elements that are Beth from Doolittle. So Beth Nagel is her name. Okay, love a finish like this. And these always crack me up because I'm like, what on earth are we going to do with this long? But what our finishers do is basically split a spool in half and give the customer the opportunity to have the length that they choose to have it without cutting it. So she can, we don't know where she's going to hang this. And so please remove your shoes. I was just talking to somebody about this the other day. We are not a remove your shoes household. we are kind of fast and loose and like, hey, you got your shoes on, whatever. But I will say, before I came over here today, my son was in the backyard playing soccer in his socks. And so that will be a please remove your socks before you come in the house, son. So anyway, love this. I don't know where she's hanging it, but she has a chance to also hang this in some other way. So if she wants to do like a little, like just a little piece of twine or something and hang that on a hook, or this would be super cute to have a big bow on top. So please remove your shoes. Anita is a friend of ours. Anita is a former shop girl, and we love seeing her. Okay, what have we got here? This is for Lauren. This appears to be, this is so cute. I always love seeing this. So Lauren provided to us, it looks like either a shirt sleeve or a shirt, and these two darling ornaments. And so, don't forget that we can finish anything with fabric that's as long as it's the weight that is needed. So in this case, this was an Oxford shirt, and of course the weight of that fabric is perfectly suitable for these little ornaments. So this is the little Florida ornament. I'm not sure whose design that is, but isn't it cute? The shape, I think it's Florida. Am I right about that? I'm guessing it's Florida because there's also oranges on it, which gives me that clue. But then I love this this little owl. Is this from oh shoot, I can't remember. Oh, this might I was gonna say this might be one of the Leland Gal ornaments from Plum Stitchery. It's this kind of the top of a totem, I think is what you would call this owl. But I like the bright colors, really cute, and love you, Ra. Oh, her name's, well, it's Lauren. I don't know how she got Ra, but I was thinking if her name was Laura and she went by Ra, that'd be kind of funny. My son is Howard, but we call him Ward. So I like those end of name nicknames. Anywho, back to, well, we've got more for Lauren here. So this is what is this? The Jack of Hearts. Finished beautifully with this bright green, perfectly matching velvet and the green and white cord. I've got this little Sacred Heart, super duper cute. I like that with the red silk on the back. Very pretty. And then US Open. We've got the travel round for US Open. This is also from Kirk and Bradley. And that's a blue on blue, very pretty. We've got the backing also in velvet. So really nice. Lauren, you're getting a haul. I think that's great. There you go. All right, so I've got a few other ornaments here, and then we're going to move on to a couple of different finishes. So first off, we've got a little haul for Pam. Pam's always really good at providing us with her own fabric, and in this case, it looks like we had some little charms to play with. So this is awfully fun. There's a little bit of fuzz on this. I'm going to get off before I show it to you because I just can't help myself. So this is for Pam. Oh my goodness. Pam and her partner D are actually I hesitated to say that because for a hot minute I thought, is that her name? Because check this out, it's Popsicle and Grammy. But I know that it's Pam and D, and I know that they do a lot of stitching for, I think, grandchildren, maybe nieces and nephews, but to Ren with much love. So sweet. I was taking a look at this. Look at how she did that velvet and straight stitches. Really makes that look like a velvet ribbon. Really, really cute. And this fabric, I think we're going to see this fabric again here in a minute. Oh, yep. All right, so that one's done. Look at this. It's so awesome. Okay, so this is absolutely darling. Okay, so Sparkle. I've always loved this canvas, this Sparkle canvas. But what I love the most about in this case is that she has added some little unicorn and star charms. And to me, what this is saying is like, hey, you do you, Sparkle, right? So sweet, whimsy. And then, of course, another beautiful message from the Grammys on the back there. So awesome. Love it. And that fabric is great. We're going to have to find out where the Grammys got that fabric because it's awfully pretty. It looks like this was like a little, how cool is this? I'm just going to share this because this looks like maybe it came from Michael's or one of the box stores because it has multiple different charms on it. And we were able to take a few of them and add it to that finishing per Pam's request. And then this one says, to Teddy. So how cute is this? Look at this little teddy bear. She did an awesome job on that stitching too. I'm going to have to ask Pam where she got these charms and all this fabric. She often comes to Thread and Ink As a reminder, Thread and Ink is a local opportunity for, an opportunity for local stitchers to come and hang out with us. We read books. I think we're doing it quarterly now. And we don't have a Zoom option, which is unfortunate, but check out our Thread and Ink offerings, because again, if you're in town or if you have a business here, we've had people pop in before and join us, and it's open to anyone who wants to join. We just read Letters from Sally or something like that. I didn't read that one, but I think the next one is The Calamity Club, and I just read that. Well, I listen. My husband says I'm cheating, but I stitch and I listen, and to me, that's still reading a book. So, anyway, The Calamity Club was awesome. I thought it was so funny. But oh my goodness, more for Pam. Look at this. So I don't know if I've ever seen the one with the turkey. Isn't that cute? So this is a series of Stitch It's Angels, and of course, I think I said this the other finishing forecast. They have thought of almost everything in these stitches. It's so cute. I think I'm going to need to do this one for myself, because I'm the Thanksgiving host in our family, or hostess, or the host family, guess I should say. Oh, this is pretty. Look at that, USA. I love those French knots in the hair. Do you see that? Whoops, did I just shove that into the camera? Love that. Really, really cute. The stitching on here, I was just talking to somebody about brick stitch. This is definitely brick stitch on the shirt here. And, vertical and horizontal stripe stitches don't always play nice together. You kind of just have to turn a blind eye to those nudging up to each other, because they don't always leave you with the best feeling little border. But this is very, very cute. I love this little Native American person. Look at the turquoise and the suede on that little embellishment. Very sweet. Love that also for Pam. Okay, we're down to our last couple groupings of ornaments. We've got some for Kirsten. Kirsten did the Cinema. I believe this is from Needlepoint by Laura. And what's fun about these is she does a lot of these iconic Christmas movies on the Cinema. And then, of course, she just has a nice red velvet on the back. But, of course, we all love Home Alone. Well, I don't know if we all love Home Alone, but I like Home Alone. And then Kirsten also did the Harpo's ornament. So this is out of the Gingham Stitchery, done by Chrissy Johnson. Chrissy is a proud Mizzou alum, and Harpo's is a gathering spot in Columbia. So we are out of this one, but again, if it's something you'd like to order, we are happy to do it for you. All right. I would recognize a Susan Roberts Nutcracker Santa anywhere. Here he is with his handful of presents, and I'm going to let you get a look at the stitching. I think this is like a double Alicia's lace. It's got velvet and the sparkle, and it's really great on that jacket. It really gives it some oomph. She's also laid in, I think that this is one of those, I think it's called the teddy thread that she's laid in and tacked in. It's a very fuzzy, beautiful thread, kind of wily, but I always tell people just use your tacking skills to the best of your ability. This also is a great example. First of all, I love a Christmas plaid, but this is a great example of using a light green. So people always say, what color background? Should I just do white? And I always say, just think of taking one of the colors in the piece and just like lowering the temperature of it a little bit, right? So this is like a light green instead of that bright green that you see in the canvas. Light pink, soft yellow, light blue are all really good choices, especially on a Christmas piece where there's a lot of really vibrant jewel tones. So love that. And of course, by the way, I didn't mention, I think this is for Lane. Lane stitched both of these. Oh my gosh, I've never seen this before. Okay, get in close to this. This is one of the little mini stockings from Susan Roberts. Do you see right above the angel, she's used a bugle bead to look like the side of the halo on the angel. And that's very clever. It's the perfect size. And it never occurred to me that that would be a great way to kind of represent that long little halo on the angel. So really well done. She's got a little heart rhodes stitch on the heart. And then, like I said, that little bead on there, which is just a great, great little accoutrement. Love that, Lane. Well done. I've got another little haul here of flat ornaments for Cassie. So I looked at this table and I was like, wow, Cassie really loves a fluffy hat. No. Cassie is going to do her turkey work trimming upon receipt of her finished piece, which is perfectly fair. But I will kind of hoist it out of the way here so you can see. This is a canvas. I believe that these are from Abigail Cecile, and I can't remember if they are charts or if you can actually get the canvases. But if you're interested, let us know and we can take a look and see. The colors on these are darling. Abigail Cecile is, I haven't mentioned this in quite a while, but she's a person that I met at my very first market. She was new in the industry at that point. That was about 9 years ago. And she has done really, really fabulous things. Her color sense is amazing. She's a beautiful artist. She studied at the Royal School, and she's just a really, really neat gal. So she has been pretty active on the socials doing some teaching and things, but she's distributed by a different design house now, and that gives her a chance to do some of her own gives her a chance to kind of work on her art and not have to focus on her business, which I think is great. These, I believe, are La Pointe, two different colored angels, very, very pretty. One is a little more bold colored and the other is pastels. Love them both the same. I'm going to try to get my fingers out of the shot there. But I just thought it was fun to show those again up against each other together because they are the same but different. And I love this fabric. This is so pretty. And the little embroidery. Oh, this was customer supplied fabric. Yeah, really, really pretty. But love the embroidery on that. Well, this is cute. That's the customer's last name. Very cute. I was like, I wonder what B is, but now I know. And then, of course, this is giving NOLA vibes like nobody else's business. This fleur-de-lis in the purple and the gold. It's kind of giving New Orleans Saints. I'm not sure. This looks like it could have been a beginner piece. It's on 13 count mesh and there's a lot of open spaces, but the purple on the back is awesome. And then if this was a beginner piece, well done. Or if this was just something that someone did for a little relaxation, I think that's awesome too. So well done, Cassie. Okay, we are through with the flat ornaments. I'm going to give you one little look at a 3D ornament that's absolutely darling. This is for our customer, Shelly. Of course, I mentioned on last week's finishing forecast that a lot of these licensed pieces are not available any longer. However, there are some design houses that have been able to get rights to and pay for the licensing of different things. And so Penny Lynn has got the licensing for Tootsie Roll. I'm going to show you how stinking cute this finishes, okay? So first of all, I love a fluff on the end, but I'm going to get in here close. The finisher used one of those tiny little clear bands. You see those, people use them for their hair. They use them for a lot of things, but how cute is that? It looks perfect. This is not easy to finish when these things are so tight and compact like this. This is not at all easy. This stitcher chose to have this on a little clip. So you could either clip this on the Christmas tree, you could clip it on a stack of little papers, you could clip it in your hair as I did last week with the birds. But super, super cute Tootsie Roll for that Tootsie Roll lover in your life. And really, really cute and well done, Shelly. All right, that's it for the 3D ornaments this week, but we've got some more leather. Our leather finisher has been busy. I don't know if you saw last week we had a lot of bags, but we've got a couple more. We've got a big old bag for Tenna. Love this. This is, I believe, a piece from Kimberly Ann. Kimberly Ann is a person who I met, I think maybe my second or third market, and she was delightful and sadly was gone too soon. Her sister was keeping her business going. I'm not sure if we can still order the Kimberly Ann pieces, but this is a very cool, yeah, I think, is this also stitched? Yep, this is one of those kind of big canvas that has 3 different sections that are stitched. So the finisher finished this with feet on the bottom to protect the stitching. And then I love this little border up top that she was able to create as sort of a, I don't know what we would call that, but kind of like an inset, but just on the top. So I'm sure there's a word for that I'm not coming up with. These straps are awesome. Excuse me, handles are awesome. This bag has D-rings to accommodate a strap. So I don't know if this person is stitching a strap or if she's got a different strap that she's planning to use for that. I mentioned last week, this one's got a little bit of fuzz inside. We're going to have to get that out. But this one has a zipper pocket set in leather. And then this hot pink moire lining, which just could not be more perfect. Looks really, really great. So congratulations, Tenna. What a beautiful finish. Looking really, really good. So pass that one off so we can get that sent off to its final destination. And then here for our very own Nancy, I shouldn't say very own. Nancy is a former shop girl. She was here this weekend for a retreat. We always love to see Nancy. But look at this beautiful crossbody. I love her initials on here. I don't know if you can see that. But I don't know if she charted those herself, but Nancy's a very talented stitcher and painter. She's very multi-talented. And we do miss her around the shop, but she wanted to enjoy her retirement. I'm going to show you this canvas. So the designer Amelia, who's out of the Gingham Stitchery, actually intended for this to be a two-sided eyeglass case, which we do finish a lot. But lots and lots of people have finished this where they have filled in the center and created just the front of a handbag and added a stripe or initials or something down the center. So this canvas is available, but you could do this with any double-sided eyeglass case canvas. Just fill in the center and it's one big square, and then you've got the whole one side of a handbag. So loving this. I'll show you the details of this. Like I said, I love how she handled the center there. She added some checks on one side and just some plain stitching on the other. This canvas, or excuse me, oh, I love the inside. Look at the stripe. So good. She's got D-rings on the sides for a strap that this leather finisher, I believe, created for her. And then this beautiful tassel. And then this one has that tipped interior pocket, so leather tipped interior pocket in the same fabric. I suppose you could probably use a different fabric if you really wanted to sass things up. So if you said to our finishing department, I want stripes and then I want a polka dot pocket, I'm sure we could do that. But I do think this looks really nice and clean the way this is with this particular piece. So really, really nice. Well done, Nancy. I hope you love your handbag. I'm going to let Mary put all that back together for me. A couple of clutch. This one is, it's got this really awesome supple gold. This is for Caitlin. I'm guessing that this is a holiday clutch. Red and green and gold do not have to be holiday, of course, but they sure are awesome for holiday. This one has the wristlet, which of course could be used. I don't know if you can get a shot of that. It's not looking so great, the pattern on the pattern of my outfit here, but you get the picture. Or you could remove that and just use this as a little clutch. This one does not have an interior pocket, and as I mentioned last week, as simple, you can do things as simply or as sort of detailed as you wish, but each different type of addition to the finishing costs a little bit more. This finisher charges by her time. And so, yeah, this is really, really awesome. I love that there's both kind of like a minty and a deep green in this. Really pretty, beautiful, Caitlin. Well done. This is from Whip Stitch. I didn't recognize that designer, but I just saw in there that it's from Whip Stitch. Very good. One other flat. Oh, now this is cool. Okay, I haven't seen this before. This is for Julie. Julie did this Ann Fisher piece with the medallions. The back is navy blue leather, which I love. And of course, that detailing that goes down the center is great. And then this finish is done with a kind of a rolled edge, like a welted edge on the top. But as a reminder, then that means that the zipper has to be on top too. Let's see what this is like a navy on navy moment. Very pretty. It's got a pocket on the inside with the leather tipped on the top of the pocket. And this is this is a navy moire on the interior and a navy zipper. This is really sharp. I like this a lot. I've not seen this finish done before like this, and I really think it looks great. All right, continuing on the leather train here, I have some key fobs. So I've got this, what does this say? Oh, Nantucket, I think is what it says. Cute. And particularly cute because it has that sort of Nantucket red background. So you can see that each of the icons, or excuse me, each of the letters kind of has icons that are appropriate for Nantucket. This is for Michelle. This canvas is from, I believe, Penny Lynn. And in this case, we did gold hardware and dark brown leather, and it looks really, really great. I guess all of these have the gold hardware this week. So this one's for Emily. Emily also did sort of a Nantucket inspired canvas here with the Nantucket basket. So of course that basket and then this basket on the other side. I really like this tan leather with the gold hardware, really pretty. I'm wondering if this maybe wasn't the end of a belt. I know that there's a belt, yeah, remainder from belt finish. So there's a belt that's all of these baskets, and she just used the end to create a key fob. So love that. I've got no truer words were spoken from Claire. Kid taxi. That's basically how I feel right now too. It's the kid taxi. My car is a mess. It's got crackers, and I just found someone's headband, and there was something else in the backseat of my car. I was like, what is happening here, guys? But anyway, kid taxi, very cute, dark brown leather and gold finish, and this is for Claire. Really cute. That's a great canvas idea. If you are in the mood for stitching a key fob, we are at the very end of our Christine Kingston trunk show. There are a lot of key fobs in the Christine Kingston trunk show. Those watermelons are cute, like the magnolia. I think there's a couple colors of the magnolia. There sure is. The stripes are good, very summery. Plaid, more stripes. So I think if you go to our website, if you're wanting to find these, and you put in, this says FO2. I would just go to the Christine Kingston Trunk Show and probably search. You could put in fob. I'm not sure if that would pop up or not, but definitely peruse that trunk show. These are all 20% off, just for another week or so, I think. What else do I have here? I have a wrap bracelet for Julie. This is, of course, one of the Ann Fisher wrap bracelets. This is the snake. I think this comes in 3 or 4 different colors. There's also the evil eyes. There's some chain link. This is done really well. This is the, I like the navy with the sparkle. It looks like radiance. Radiance looks like beads to me when it's stitched. Now, case in point, I have a teeny tiny little wrist. This works okay, but it's actually a little bit big for me. And so there on Ann Fisher's website, you can go and see exactly how to measure for these canvases so that you know exactly how much to stitch. And then this is just finished with a really beautiful bronze colored leather. And then of course, a snap on the end. So really great. Good job, Julie. I think I saw Julie had a child get married, and it was a really beautiful photos I saw on Instagram. So congratulations. A little late on that, but yeah, let's see. I'm going to show this first. So this is for Rachel Berry. What do you know? So I hope we're able to show this. Is this a new design, or are we good? It didn't say don't show on the forecast. So here we go, Rachel Berry. This is a really pretty black. It looks like just a geometric. I'm not sure what she calls this. Yeah, it just says geometric black and white. What I like about this is that she actually provided this hardware, but look at how pretty this is. It's a matte black. I don't know if our leather finisher would be able to find this. We could always give it a shot, but this was definitely provided by Rachel. And anytime you have a very good idea in mind of how you want something finished, particularly the finishes, like the hardware, the fabrics, things like that, it's a good idea to try to source that. And you know, if not, you kind of have to just be open-minded, because we can try to source it, but it doesn't always work that way. The black backing, I love that there's no show leather on the front. And again, that just requires a little extra stitching. And yeah, but totally possible. So she told us the length, the ultimate length that she wanted that finished, and away we go. We don't often get belts from our leather finisher that does a lot of colors, but I am really loving this finish for Jenny. I, in fact, just got a belt back too, and I'm going to show you the difference between the 2 different types of leather finishers that we have. So Jenny sent us this, and she even did a really cool background. So what is this one called? This isn't Florentine, is it? What is that, Mary? That stitch? Hungarian. Is it Hungarian? Okay, upright Hungarian. Thank you. We recommend that you try to keep stitching on wearables to an over 2 or just over 1. I think that this is over 1, over 2, over 3, over 2, over 1. Yep. So she'll be precious with this. My guess is that this is not an everyday wear for her, and so it'll work out just fine. It's really, really pretty. And we sent it to our, oh, and look at the initials on the back. How pretty. We sent this particular belt, and I should have thought of this when I did mine, but you know, both finishes are good, but this is really great because it's navy blue leather, which I love. So you'll see that the buckle is a little different. Did our finisher provide the hardware? Do we know? And so the finisher provides this hardware. You can provide your own hardware, but I'm just going to show you that this is a little bit different than our standard leather belt finisher. So this is mine. I just got this back. I think it was last week. And my finish is a little more I don't know, simple, I guess. Our finisher does the tan, dark brown, black, and like a Cordovan, like a wine color. And then if you send it to our other finisher, it is more expensive. It takes longer, but you have an option, a lot of different options for colors. So we do have this belt in the building. This is a Kate Woodward design. We have it right here. And so we are happy to get that together for you if you're interested. This looks like pepper pot. Might be vineyard too. I'm not sure, but it's very soft, like a silk, and looks really awesome. So we do have that in the building. We also have my belt in the building, but I'm going to show you a couple of different things with that real quick, if you'll indulge me. So my mom actually stitched this for me. And I had her, there are two different versions. I'm sorry, I'm going to get this together here. There are two different versions of this belt. I think there might actually be three different versions because I think there's different colored stripes. I had my mom stitch this one for me because I know she likes to stitch in hand and I wanted her to add a stripe. So I had her add this horizontal stripe. To me, you have less risk of things looking askew if you do a horizontal stripe on a belt. This to me has more of a risk of looking like slanted because of finishing. We can only do so much, blocking. We can only do so much to block belts. But what I was going to suggest is there are a couple, I know Mary Alice does this. So if you want to do stripes on your belts, you can use either one of these feather weights. This one is the size 6 by 12. Mary Alice, this one happens to be cut pretty wide. So you could actually attach this and get it right into the stretcher bar there and then just move it down as you finish it. I know that's what Mary Alice does when she stitches. We also have these 3D printed stretcher bars that you could get the 5-inch, which again would work pretty well. Some belts are cut, I'm guessing this one might be cut a little bit shorter. Some belts are not cut quite so wide, so you may only be able to attach it to the end bars and not the end and not the sides. In this case, it looks like you'd get pretty close to having these all attached. But I would suggest that if you're going to try to keep something very straight, just to keep you from twerking, or what's the word, tweaking, what's the word I'm looking for? Like it torques. That's the word I was looking for. You torque the canvas so that it goes a little bit. And so that's just sort of natural when you're stitching in hand, particularly if you're scooping. But I just thought I would point out that there are ways to try to keep your stitching straight if that's something that you're interested in. And then this is a Kate Woodward belt. I think there's maybe only one or two left in the building, but then these Evil Eyes are part of the Christine Kingston trunk show, and they are 20% off through the end of this month. Last but not least are two little men standing here stockings. They are for two different customers. So first I'll show this one. This is really cute. This is for Sandy. So Sandy stitched this stocking for William. I believe this is a Coco Frank stocking. Let me just double check. Yeah. Her colors are so pretty. Her nutcrackers are pretty iconic. I could tell that was a Coco Frank. It's really, I love the soft colors. We did a really light sort of French blue velvet on the back. Her stitching is darling. She did just a little bit of decorative stitching, not too much. Love the cuff on that. I don't know if you can see how she did the letters. I think that turned out just fantastic. And she chose to do a white, almost like a linen interior with the alternating or a contrast color. Thank you. For the embroidery. So really pretty. Sandy's a great little stitcher, and we are excited to get that off to you, Sandy. And then last, this is for Emma. This is for our customer, Diane, and she stitched this for Emma. It took me a minute to understand what was going on here, but this is Santa being a teacher in front of a chalkboard, and it appears that he's teaching "'Twas the Night Before Christmas," which is so cute. So You can see the corduroy stitch she did up in the pink as the background. She's got the horizontal brick stitch going on the ground there. And I try hard to make some notes of what stitches people are using, and I try extra hard to use the terminology that I know is widely spread available. So you can just go on Google and search horizontal brick stitch, and you should be able to find this. I'm also going to point out how cute these little oh, what do you call that? The collar, I guess, on the elf. That's a French knot on a stalk. So what she's done is she's come up at the top, dragged down, and then buried her French knot on the end, and that gives it a really cute little look and kind of gives some dimensionality to that collar. Last surprise finish today, or not surprise finish, I should say surprise interior is, how cute is that? The presents kind of matches my crazy nail color, that turquoise, but very, very cute. That's it, you guys. So it was a little bit of a smaller forecast today, a little bit more bite-sized. Last week was a full-on 3-course meal, and so hope you enjoyed this. We're hoping that you're enjoying this format here on YouTube. As a reminder, if you have any questions, do not hesitate to email us, stlneedlepoint@gmail.com. Call us at 314-432-2555. As always, put whatever you like to comment on in those comments, and we'll do our best to get back to you. But if you've got any questions about ordering or any particular canvases, then just reach out and we will be happy to look those up for you. So thanks again for tuning in. Have a great day.